Actually, I'm the small business specialist in Xero. So my daily jobs requires me sharing with business owners about Xero and how Xero can actually help their business to propel and export to put their business in a better financial positions. So on today's agenda, I'm going to share with you what is cloud, what cloud tools can help you, and what is the next actionable steps. So what is cloud? The cloud is actually where you can actually put all your data and all your files or even softwares on the internet so that you can access it from anytime, anywhere on any computer without downloading anything. If you are unfamiliar with the cloud, actually probably you have been using the cloud technology in your daily or personal life. For example, Netflix, Facebook, or Google Maps, they are all the cloud technology, cloud tools, one of the cloud tools that is around. And how can the cloud tools can help you to maximize your productivity and then to minimize your business disruption, because you don't need to be at the physical location. So you can access to your data anytime, anywhere, even you are not in your probably at your desktop or at your office. And then you can help you save time, because when you adopt a cloud tool, you don't really have to spend time setting it up. You don't have to download the hardware. There is not much requirement on the hardware side, and it's actually really secure, even though the information is actually hosted online. So just a little bit introduction on Xero. Xero is actually a cloud accounting tool that is available for small businesses owners to actually keep track of their financial health of their business. And with Xero as a cloud tool, you can access your data anytime, anywhere, allowing, and also we have different layers of security levels to protect your data. Your data is much safer in the cloud than on your computer, because we have implemented multiple layers of firewalls, and we also have different features being updated. And the most recent one is actually a multi-factor authentication, which means that if someone has your email address or even password, they are not able to log into your account, because they are required to download an app. You are required to download an app, and so you need to authorize the app in order to actually download the data to access the account. Other than that, we also have like many third-party audits to make sure that our security level is actually on par. And if you are comfortable with using internet banking, you should be comfortable using Xero, because we are always make sure that we are in compliance with the internet data security level. So with Xero, you can also help you to get paid faster, because we have online invoicing. It means that you do not need to draft out, probably create an invoice via Excel. You can actually create the invoice from our system, and then after that, since our system allow you to connect with other payment gateways, you can actually get connected, and then we shorten the path to payment by having an internet online payment provider connected. I will share with you more later. And also, other than that, when you send out an invoice, you make sure that the process of making payment is shortened. Even despite all this, there may be people, there may be customers who overlook on their payment, and our system also have like online invoice reminder to remind them that they have to remind them that they can actually they maybe overlook this payment. So as I was sharing with you, we are connected with online payment providers. So we are well connected with online payment providers. We shorten the time, and our study shows that Xero customers who use online invoice payments get paid fast, up to 25 days faster for those who don't. So let's say you are not connected with an online payment provider. Most likely, when your customer want to pay money, they have to log into their bank, and they probably need to arrange a transfer, and you can see that the process is pretty long, and sometimes they might be distracted when they are trying to make a payment. So other than Stripes, we are also connected with most of the popular payment gateways, for example, PayPal, Integra Pay, or WorldPay. So today I'm going to spend a little bit more time to show you how our Xero software functions as an accounting software. So let's go on to a demo. This is actually how it looks like. This is the first page you will land on when you log into your Xero account. So we call this the dashboard. And if so basically our Xero allows you to actually connect to the banks. If you're one of the banks that you are using is actually integrated with Xero. Okay, so for this demo purpose, I actually have set up an account and we have some transactions there. So you can see that from the first box here, you are able to see the statement balance under this dashboard. Next to it, we also have the cash in and cash flow chart. There are bar graphs that shows you the different in and out for the month. So you can have a very clear overview without any complex calculation on what is the amount of cash in and cash out and what is the difference. So you know what you need to focus on for the next coming month. So as cash flow is pretty important for business operation. So next to it, on the right, we have this like account watch list. So basically this account watch list allows you to keep track of certain accounts that is particular to your concern. For example, if you spend your business spend a lot of money on advertising, you want to keep a closer look of it because it may have been, it may be a little bit over your budget or you just want to keep it within your budget. So with advertising added to this watch list, you are able to see like the year to date, how much you have spent in advertising, or month to date, how much you have spent in advertising. Of course, when you want to keep track of the money that you spend, maybe you also want to have a very clear overview on what is your sales for the year and probably this month. So in this case, you have a very clear overview of the accounts that is very important to you. So below this account watch list box, there is this invoices owned to you. So basically this box is more like an overview of the invoices for your business. It is where it shows you a very your sales. We also have bar graph here to show you what is the amount that is outstanding. And so you know which invoice you need to you need to follow up, and you also know that what are the invoices that probably require you to give a little bit more attention, like for example, checking with your customers, when will they making invoice, and in this case, you can plan your cash flow better in the future. So below invoices, we have bills that you need to pay. So when it comes to bills you need to pay in Xero, we refers to supplier invoices. The reason why we have this naming is to make sure that if you don't have any accounting background, you will find that it's pretty confusing to differentiate customer invoice and supplier invoice. So now it's very clear cut. When it comes to bills, it means that you have to pay. On this graph, it shows you the outstanding for the different week. And this bar graph shows you a very clear overview of like what is the upcoming payments you have to make. And in one way, for example, you can see that you have you need to make $8,000 pay $8,000. There were $8,000 bill outstanding, and you can see that there is $9,000 worth of invoices that is waiting to receive payment. So you can, without any like complex calculation, you can see that basically your cash flow it won't go into like you will be spending too much money because it can cover your sales, can cover your bills. And then next to it, we also have below this, we also have this expense claim function that basically our expense claim function is for if you allow your staff to actually claim expenses from the company, it helps you to actually keep track of your staff expenses and in a tidy way without being very messy. And then you can also kind of approve the expense claim or things like that. Okay, so now I will go into certain functions that I think will be very useful to most business owners. First one, we will try to create an invoice. So as you know, we're always happy to create invoice as business owner because it's like, it's time to collect money. So for today, I'm going to build myself. And our system actually generate the invoice date automatically. So here, in case you need to have like other days, you can actually select here. And for the due dates, because different customer may have different credit terms or different due dates. So in this case, our system is actually smart enough to help you to do the calculation. Even you have some dates that for example, you want to have like, you have the invoice is due in 15 days. So you just need to plus 15 days and it is automatically calculated. You do not need to take out your desktop calendar or flip through your calendar to actually do the calculation for the due dates. Invoice number is actually automatically calculated as well. And for reference number, this is in any case that you need other reference, you can actually key in, otherwise it's okay to leave it blank. For today's demo purpose, I will actually just treat it as no text. And because I'm using a demo company, is currently under USD. So our system also supports multi-currency. So in case you build in another currency, you can add it in together, or you can set the base currency as a ringgit. It's possible. We also have functions that, for example, you can actually preset the descriptions. That is, if you're always building the same thing, you don't want to always key in the same details. So you can actually enter it in our system first. And all you need to do for the future invoice, you just need to select the right items. So in this case, I'm going to build myself golf balls. So you can see here, the description is automatically populated. Quantity is when you need to pay probably, I'm going to 10. I'm going to buy 10 packs of golf balls. And unit price is also pre-key, but you are able to change the unit price even at the point of times that probably want to adjust the price a little bit is possible. So for now, I just keep it as $115. And you can see here, the subtotal for this line item is automatically calculated $150. So in case you can also create invoice without any pre-select items. So you do not need to select under the item here. You can actually key in. So for example, I'm going to build myself for Xero demo by Nachi. And because Nachi is very expensive, I'm going to build my demo cost $1,000 for the 1 hour demo. So in this case, this is how it looks like. And if I think that it's good to go, I can actually just approve it. And this, you can choose different ways to actually, you can choose different ways to send to your customer. I think most people will actually print out the PDF, and then they download the PDF file and then they drag it into their email to send to their customer. But with Xero, you don't really need to do that. All you need to do is just click on email, and you are able to enter the email address that you want to send to. For today's, I'm going to send to my a demo email that I have set up. And then you can choose whether you want to include the files, okay, and then or you send yourself a copy. So for now, I will just send it. And within 1 to 2 minutes, you will receive it in the email. And other than this function, we also have this a unique function that is pretty unique in Xero comparing to other softwares, that you can attach any files that is relating to this invoice that you are going to create. For example, if you have any contract drafted, but then you don't want to, like when you refer to the invoice, you don't want to search in your computer the contract, you can also upload it into this invoice and your files will be stored inside Xero. And you don't need to, basically, you have a very clear way of finding your relative documents. So I will upload a file. So you can see that from here, you have one file uploaded. Let me see if I receive my, Okay, so just now I sent myself the invoice, and I have received this invoice here. You can see here, they are able to fill the invoice online. So let's click on and take a look at the invoice. So this is the invoice that I have sent myself here. Okay, so I find that, oh, Nachi's demo is a little bit expensive. I'm going to ask for a discount. Then probably I would drop Nachi a message and say, may I have some discount? When the customer actually key in the comment here, you will be actually notified. So let me give this a refresh. You can see here the history. Under this history, there is a record of like, oh, my customer asked for a discount. And I thought that since she's a nice customer, I'm going to give her a discount. And you will, for the normal way, people will actually create another invoice and maybe void this current invoice, but it will become a lot of like manual work. So with Xero, you are able to edit any invoice as long as it hasn't been marked as paid. So I'm going to give Nachi some discount on the demo, maybe a 20%. And the amount is automatically calculated. And I think that it's good to go. I just need to click on update. And then I will drop Nachi a call and tell her that I have give you some discount. Maybe you can actually refer. Maybe you can actually refer to your invoice again. So all she need to do is just like probably she didn't get the email, but then however, now that she clicked on the same link again, the invoice total has been updated. The details are all updated. Even so all this allows you to allow the customer be able to always looking at the right information. So it doesn't have any conflicting copies. And it basically saves you a lot of time communicating when it comes to the invoice amount to pay. Otherwise, it's a sensitive topic to talk about when it comes to invoice amount, right? So you don't want to caught into the situation of like different people actually looking at different invoice when the invoice number is the same. So when they look at the when they look at the online invoice, it's always the most updated one. So if the customer think that is okay, I'm good to go. So all she need to do, if you are connected with any online payment provider, for example, Stripe or PayPal, you can actually get it connected with your Xero account. All they need to do is just click pay here, pay now, and they will be directed to the payment page. So they do not need to like log into their iBanking and all, and then they just need to pay via PayPal probably, and key in their password, and they just need to approve the payment, and you are good to go. In any case that they have made an online payment, all you need to do is just update, just refresh the page, and you will be updated. And another thing is when it comes to comparing to traditional way of doing invoicing, right? It's very hard to keep track of what are the changes made. So with Xero, you are able to keep track of what are the changes made and what time it is made. And in case your company has more than one person, for now, my company only have me and my customers only me. So you can see here who has opened the invoice. The invoice has been filled online by your customer. And then who has edited the invoice. So this is actually pretty much how invoicing like in Xero. There is another function that most business owners really like. The functions is actually the invoice payment reminders. It is actually something that you are letting the software to do the not so fun work for you, which is like chasing payments. So by default, it's turned off. So in case you need, you can actually turn it on, and you can probably send your customers when the invoice is 7 days overdue, 14 days overdue, or 21 days overdue. And I think that you can also consider setting a reminder in case the invoice is like probably due in 1 day. So the customer know that, oh, my invoice is going to be due. So they know what to do. So when they are notified. So in case that you can see, right, you set up 4 reminders to them. So some customers will just say that, oh, your system keeps sending me invoice reminder, then you can just, it's just a nice way to open the conversation, kind of like to ask, oh, so when are you arranging the payment? So this way, you're letting the system to help you do the not so fun part for business. Okay, other than invoicing, you also want to keep track of the bills that you need to pay. And bills, as I mentioned earlier, bills is supplier invoice. So I'm going to show you on how to create a new bill. For example, if you receive a supplier, probably you have bought something from Lazada. Okay, you have supplier, you bought something for the business from Lazada, and you can actually select the date based on the invoice date. For today's demo purpose, I will just choose today's date. And then for due date is actually, there is no credit terms. So you can also just select the same date. For example, reference number usually is, I will choose the invoice number that is stated, the bills number stated. So in any case, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, our system will actually detect for any duplicates. So in case that you're scared that you will key in the bills twice, you don't have to worry about it. All you need to do is just make sure that every time you key in the reference number, in case there is a duplicate reference number, the system will actually alert you. And because is actually a supplier invoice, right? This also, you can actually upload the original copy of the supplier invoice. So the next time that when you make payment, or when next time that you search this supplier, you can always refer to the attachment to see if what is the original copy. And basically the item function is pretty much the same. Or after that, let me just show you for demo purpose. I will just select a pre-key items in the system. And I think that it's good to go. This supplier invoice is the correct already. So I just need to approve. So when it comes to supplier invoice, another thing that you want to keep track of is like when whether this invoice has been made or not, have been made payment or not. You can actually keep track of it by, there is a box here for any pending awaiting payment invoice, right? Any awaiting payment bills, there is a box below to let you keep track of the payment, whether you have made payment or not. So in any case that you want to have a very clear overview of like the invoice, the bills that whether you have, which bills are paid and which bills are unpaid. So in this case, I have made payment for $420 today from, maybe the deduction is for my business account. You can actually do it this way. So you just need to add payment here. Another functions that we have for recording of bills is you can actually forward your PDF. For example, you receive your bills from your supplier. In your email, you don't need to download the PDF. You can actually forward the bill from your email to your Xero account without switching, without downloading anything. So we have a function that is called create bill from email. Every Xero account have this unique email address. So I'm going to show you how it works. So you have a very clear workflow when any bills that it comes to your email. I'm going to copy this. This unique email address is allowed you to, once you forward to this email address, we will automatically create a draft bill with details filled in. I'm going to show you. So I have this is the email address that I'm going to forward to, and I have a bill from my supplier. So all I need to do is just like forward it to this email address with the attachment. And within 1 to 2 minutes, this bill will be, let me see if it's lightning fast today. Usually it takes around 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so what it means is once you forward it to the unique email address, it will appear as draft here. So from the draft, you can actually create a bill from here. in this case, you have a very clear trace of whether you have key in this supplier invoice or not. So you are making sure that the system always letting you know that, oh, there are some accounting that need to be done. So you are always making sure that the process for the keying in of supplier bills, you will be a very easy one. So it's always up to date. Okay, so the email that I forwarded just now, it shows up under this draft. So it's under draft because you need to key in some informations, right? And then because this is actually the file that I actually forwarded, in this case, in case you have any PDF, you can also forward it, or any receipt that you have, you can also forward it this way. And you don't need to open two screens because you can see from here, it's actually like two portions side by side. So to minimize any error. And you can actually start creating bills from here as well. So you don't need to upload the file this way. Okay, so basically, I have shown you the functions for invoicing and bills. And next, when it comes to accounting, we want to make sure that the money we receive and the money we pay out is like always tallied. So I'm going to walk you through on how bank reconciliation works. In case you have in case you don't have any knowledge about bank reconciliation, basically the idea of it is to make sure that all the bank transactions that in your business bank account is matched to an invoice or bill. So you have a very clear trace of the in and out of the money, and you can actually categorize it properly so that you are able to generate reports later. So in this case, on my left-hand side, this is a bank statements. If you are connected with, I think for Malaysia, we are integrated with CIMB Bank. And in case, so if once you're connected, your latest bank transaction will be pushed to your Xero account daily. In case your bank is not connected with Xero, you can also manually import it via a CSV file. So on the left-hand side, this is the bank transactions that is pushed to Xero. Every day, you will see new bank transactions that is inside this account. And then on the right-hand side is where you actually select the transaction to match to the bank statement. So from here, you can see that our system also like, our system use AIs to allow data automation. In this case, the system will detect the transaction amount, the payee name and the date, and they will suggest you the most suggest you match in case they find any match in the system. In this case, the system found a match in our system. So all you need to do is just to give it a double check and see that whether you think that this is the right transaction. If it is the right transaction, all you need to do is just to click OK to confirm. Two things happen. Your invoice has been marked as paid and your bank statement is reconciled. So there are also occasions that when you make payment, you don't make payment, like you make payment for two invoices, but you only make one payment out. So in this case, you can see I have spent $4,500 to Smart Agency, and the system doesn't actually prompt me any match here. So in this case, I'm going to investigate because I remember I make some payment to Smart Agency. So I'm going to click on match and I search Smart Agency to see if I have any pending bills from them. And the search shows me that, oh, I have two pending bills on them. And all I need to do is just click on the two transactions. And it seems like it's the right match. And I select these two transactions and I think that it's good to go. All you do is just click OK. So basically the two bills are marked as paid and the bank reconciliation is done. Okay, so this is how bank reconciliation works on Xero. And other than all this, other than the functions that I show you, bank reconciliations, because with you doing your accounting properly, this is when it will be really beneficial for your business because you want to look forward to what are the ways that you can actually expand your business, or maybe something that you are doing correct, or maybe you want to know that some things that you are not doing right. So we have, with all the accountings done properly and on time, you are able to generate real-time reports, meaningful real-time reports that will be helpful for your business. So for example, you are able to generate your balance sheets. Usually, people only generate balance sheets like yearly or quarterly because it requires a lot of manual calculation. But with Xero, you can actually generate balance sheets anytime, because you are able to generate balance sheets on all the odd days as well, like probably as of today, and you can even add in comparisons of like the periods. So as of today, is a daily balance sheet here. So you have a very clear overview on any financial data that you need. And other than balance sheets, we also have other reports to streamline your business operation. If chasing money is something that is a chore for you, or you have a department in your companies that is looking after account receivable, they will really like this function here. Each receivable summary, basically what it means that you will generate, the system will actually auto-populate all the outstanding invoices and how long it has been due. So you can keep a very close look on the receivable. And our system are also able to, you can also select like maybe display email, display phone number. So you have a very clear list on how to follow up on this as well. For example, you want to remind your customers that they have some outstanding pending, you can actually just copy the email here and then drop them an email or call them on the phone. And you know that you don't need to set many filters for this. It's actually auto-populated. Other than each receivable, we have more than 460 reports for your company's daily operations, or it's actually very it saves you a lot of time on report generation. And we even have like management report, reconciliation report, and then basically we have all the profit and loss as well. So other than this, because you can see that this is hosted on, this is actually a cloud tool, right? Our subscription does not limit the number of users. So it means that you can invite your admin staff in, you can invite your advisor in, your accountant in, or if your company requires to do audits, you can invite your auditors in. So we also have different user right access to actually allow them to access to different information. For example, okay, let me see. I'm going to change to because my demo account I cannot show you here. Let me see if I can show you here. So yes, you can actually invite a user. So for example, you can allow the users to just create invoice only, so they do not have access to your bank account or report. And you can also limit if your staff is new, you want to oversee what they are doing currently. You can also only allow them to create draft, and you have another person to guide them through, maybe when it comes to approving invoices or approving quotations. Other than that, you can also have just access for sales, sending invoices, or sending data entry for the supplier bills. So other than that, there is also an advisor role, which is more usually when the accountants will need it. You can just invite them in and they can. So basically, with all the system in place, you don't really need to meet them in person to pass them all the documents, because whatever they need, you are already uploaded into the system. And usually, most of the if your company need to do audit, our customers really like the function of like read-only access, because when they come and when they do audits, right, you don't want them to meddle with the numbers. So you can actually give them read-only access. So this sums up the basic functions of Xero. Of course, we do have other functions which is really help to streamline your business processes. So in any case that if you are looking at like project management, or if you are looking at something that is to, we also have a new it comes free with every subscription. It's called HubDoc. Basically, you make use of OCR to actually save you time of data entry. And if you have many supplier invoice or bills to key in the system, HubDoc will be really useful. For today's demo purpose, I won't be showing you the details of everything here. However, I will leave my contact later at the end of the demo. You can actually drop me an email. I can provide you the relevant information. So other than the functions of Xero, we are also connected with more than 1,000 apps in the market. So it means that in the past, when it comes to as your business expand, right, you realize that you want to streamline everything, and you want to have, like, for example, now the accounting portion is actually pretty much streamlined. However, you are managing, like, probably you find that you are spending too much time generating pay slips and all. You can actually integrate with software that is found in our Xero marketplace, and you can save your data entry based on, in the accounting aspects, your time is saved in doing data entry for the payroll aspects. And then it means it also, when two software is integrated, it means that they are talking to each other. You don't need to key in the same number at the two different softwares. So we are connected with more than 1,000 applications. For example, payroll, we are connected with Tenanoid's HR Easily. And with Xero as the center of the mini ecosystem that you're creating, if you're looking to streamline your CRM, customer relationship management software, you can actually also connect with a software that is found in our Xero marketplace. So slowly you will streamline all your different business operations and reduce inefficiency. So in this case, when your business is expanding, you don't spend you save times on data entry, and you spend more time on expanding your business. So in any case, in case that you thought that Xero, it is basically we have more than 1 million small business in Malaysia is using our software. You can actually scan the QR code here on the screen now to read some more about our Xero and some customer success stories. And to share with you a little bit more, today I have a small documentary on one of our Xero customers.
I'm Lisa, and I own a little farm on the hill together with my husband Pete. We're essentially a fruit and vegetable organic farm, and we also have a farm-to-table restaurant. My parents have had the farm for a long time. We started spending more time up here, and then we officially took it over about 3 years ago. It just felt like time to do something different. It happened very slowly and very organically.
Lisa was an architect and I make films and music. So when we first started, we didn't know anything. So we started Googling stuff, and I'm not joking, we learned farming from Google.
I mean, we didn't even have potted plants in town, and the big joke was we never wanted a garden, and suddenly we've ended up with 7 acres of garden. Although what we're doing is very basic and very fundamental, I don't think any of it would have been possible without technology.
We're so online dependent as a business.
People make bookings online, that automatically goes into Xero, so it just makes it all much simpler for us.
My favorite thing is the simplicity of it all. Our whole business is built on the idea of simplicity. We don't like complications. It used to be quite messy.
Xero and CIMB direct bank feeds certainly help us have a very up-to-date picture on where we are to make the correct decisions for our business.
In the back of our mind, we really want this to be far more than just a farm with a restaurant on it. We enjoy our business, but it's also feeling responsible for being farmers, feeling responsible for the stewardship of the land. We look at it as a community we're building, and it's a livelihood, it's a lifestyle. And that runs through everything we do.
Okay, so basically it's a customer success story on a farm that is in Malaysia, and Xero help them to keep their financial overviews up to date on a real time, so they know how to operate better. To sum it up, with Xero in the cloud, you can unlock a lot. You can unlock a range of features to innovate your business. For example, you can also, we have a simple inventory module to help if your requirement for inventory management is basically just buy and sell. It will be useful for you. It's integrated in our software as well. There are also other inventory management software integrated with our system. If you require something that is more complex, you can take a look at our Xero Marketplace. With bank reconciliation, you always have up-to-date information, and all this will actually generate meaningful reports. And in any case that you are looking for expansion, you need some funding, accurate, up-to-date and a well-maintained books will actually give you easier access to funding as well. Other than that, you can also create invoices on your mobile using Xero. So basically, you don't need to create invoice you don't need to open up your laptop to create an invoice. You can also do it via a mobile phone. And this sums up the how Xero actually can help. For the next actionable steps, I would think that if you are not already on cloud, you can actually think that to evaluate your current process and compare it whether that how Xero can actually help you save time, and be sure to leverage on digital tools, because with the current pandemic situation, you realize that there are times that even you cannot be at a physical position. There are times that you cannot meet person in person. However, the day still have to go on. You have to make sure that your business operates as normal, even when you cannot be present at the location. So you can actually scan the QR code to book a time on my calendar. If you want to know more about Xero, feel free to drop me an email as well. Other than that, please sign up a free trial on website to get to have a look and feel, and how you will realize how simple Xero is to actually help you manage the accounting aspects of your business. Other than that, if you're looking to sign up, feel free to reach out to me. We do have some startup discounts. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the Q&A box. Okay, let me see. I have some questions come in. Xero system, can they create quotation for clients? Yes, we do have. For today, I did not show you the quotation portion. However, in case you create quotes to your customer before you actually send them an invoice, you can do that. Our system actually, all you need to do is like you can create quotes, and after that, if the quote is approved, like the customer is okay with the quotation, you can actually copy the quotation directly to invoice. So you minimize the data entry and minimize the error for the quotation for the invoicing part as well. Can different people access system to generate invoices? Yes, you can. I have shared with you that you are able to give rights to different users based on their functions rights, right? So, and our subscription is actually very straightforward, that you don't need to. We don't charge based on the number of users. We charge based on, we charge a flat fee for the monthly subscriptions. It doesn't limit the number of users. So you can have like even 5 people generate an invoice in the system as well. Can system issue receipt? So on our system, we don't have things that is, we don't call a receipt, depending on probably that if you're interested, I will strongly recommend you to drop me an emails or book me a time in my calendar, so I actually can I can contact you and know more about how your receipt is being done. If you are talking about like sending notification on the receipt of payment, yes, it can be done as well. So the system can generate receipt if you are looking at like acknowledgement of payment received. Yes, it can be done. So let me, oops. I also see that there are some chats on the.
Yes, there's a questions in the chat. So the question is asked by Nicole. So does it mean that we can direct duplicate the quotation into invoice after?
Yep, correct. You can direct duplicate the quotation to the invoice after. Let me see if I have enough time to share with you more. Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Hold on. I'm just going to briefly go through how quotes works. So basically, the function of like creating a new quote is pretty much the same as creating invoice and bills. So I won't be going through now. However, I have some quotes that are already created. So all you need to do, you can send it to customer from Xero account itself. Otherwise, you can also download as a mark it as send here, and allows you to download a PDF as well. So in any case that your customer think that this code is good enough, good to go, then you can mark it as accepted. When you mark it accepted, it means that this customer accepted this code, right? And you have very clear throw on very clear history on when the code is accepted as well. And then you can create invoice from here. So you don't need to, then the system actually copy all the details to the invoice part and it's automatically generated. All you need to do is just like send them the invoice from here. I will share the QR code here. Yep. Okay.
So there is questions in the Q&A box. So asked by Priscilla, can systems integrate with third-party POS like Store Hub?
Okay, I will share with you where you can find actually find our Xero marketplace. So in any case, it's very easy to, you just need to Google everything, right? So in any case, you want to know the software they're using is whether they are integrated with Xero or not. All you need to do is just search Xero marketplace. It will bring you to the page that is the directory of the apps that is connected with Xero. And I'm going to search Store Hub. So we don't have a direct integration between Store Hubs. However, you will see that there are two results that is being returned. It means that it is possible, but you need to explore a little bit further on how you can help, because we do have a lot of third-party apps that help you to integrate for software that is not so that doesn't have a direct integration with Xero. And another question I see is, which cloud provider are you using to and how secure it is? Okay, so basically on how cloud works, right, is actually basically it means that your data is actually hosted on a server, and we are using the same security levels as most of the banks in the market that you have seen. We are all hosted in Amazon, okay, AWS, and I can share most of the banks are definitely hosted there. Of course, there are some banks that are in a different location, and definitely is very secure in a way that actually our data is actually backed up every hourly, and there are different replicas of there are sometimes that we also have an enterprise level uptime. 99% of the times that our software is up, and then 1% is actually where we're always updating our software. So you will expect some a little bit of downtimes when you don't really use the system, when you are sleeping. The system is actually updating. So in any case, there is any outage, but for as of now, there is no outage. There is no data security breach at all for Xero. We have been around for more than 15 years, and we are actually a New Zealand company that is listed on Australian Stock Exchange. So we are actually have more than 2.7 million businesses on Xero, over 180 countries. So you can actually pretty trust that Xero is actually very safe, and that we are always because we need to connect with the bank for the bank feed, right? To have the banks to push the daily transactions to your Xero account, we need to go through a lot of the party audits yearly to make sure that we are in compliance and with their stringent security standards.
All right, so you have answered all the questions, but I have questions here. Okay, so you had mentioned just now that Xero allowed different people to access, right?
Yep.
So does Xero have any access control since there's no restriction on the number of users?
Yeah, basically the access control is you can actually have, you can allow different users to log into your system, but you can limit the data that they can actually access in the system. So you can allow access to people who doesn't have only certain functions of it. Like I shared just now, you can actually go to the setting, and then under the user, you will see that the different level access that is allowed in the you can actually assign to a person. Other than that, there is one more thing that I think is good to share. In any case, because nowadays you realize that business operations may not be the standard 9 to 5, and there are times that you have some questions about how to use the software, right? We have this magnifying glass here, so all you need to do is just to search probably how to do bank reconciliation, and then when you search here, it doesn't return you any result because I have a double error, but it's okay. You can actually click on the help center. This will bring you to our Xero Central. It is where you can find your answers at the fastest time possible. For example, if your question is in regards to user access, user roles, you will see that when you just need to search on it, they will guide. There are many guides available to guide you step by step. So in any case that if you are into more in-depth like accounting, for example, you want to know how fixed assets how you can handle fixed assets in Xero, you can also give it a search on the Xero Central, and they will return you any answers. And for Xero, we actually every subscription provides 24/7 support. So in this case, you read through the article like in regards to guide you on how to set up your fixed assets, right? How to register your fixed asset, and you find that this article doesn't give you the right answer or doesn't give you the answer that you're looking to. You can also contact our support at the bottom of every article. You just need to click on the Xero support, submit your questions. You enter your questions on this page, and this will actually forward the information that your questions to our support team, and our support team is 24/7. Our turnaround time for any reply is actually 24 hours. However, because I have been submitting the support myself, I do see that sometimes I receive a reply within 6 hours, and we don't charge you additionally for all this support service that we provide is in the subscription itself.
Yeah, great. So there's no questions from the attendees, and I think maybe we can wrap things up here. So Nachi, maybe you can leave your contact, your email in the chat box so the attendees can connect with you themselves. All right. So thank you, Nachi. Thank you for joining with us. Thank you for sharing with us everything about the Xero. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
See you
you.
again.
You have a good day. Thank you,
Have
everyone.
a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So now we are going to our second sessions. So for the topic of second session is, I am an SME with 1,000,001 problems. Why should I care about going digital using cloud technology? Let's welcome Alia Alsagoff, Director of Business Development from Droppy.com. Hi, Alia.
Hi, Sydney. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for your time. Can you guys hear me just fine?
Yes, it's clear and loud. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, okay, I can see your slide. So if you're ready, you can just take it away.
All right, cool. So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alia. I'm the Director of Business Development at Droppy. Before I go on my topic, I picked this topic simply because everyone that I speak to before the pandemic, after the pandemic, during the pandemic, the questions are always the same, right? You know, I have so many problems. Before the pandemic, I was trying to grow my business. Then the pandemic hit me and my business. And now at that time, I was just focusing on surviving. Now, thankfully, you know, for those of us who are still around, we're trying to recover. You know, no one is talking about, I want to grow my business. Now everybody's talking about, I just want to survive and stay alive and recover my business throughout at least the next 1 to 2 quarters of cycles, right? And SMEs for me personally is very near and dear to my heart because I myself help out my own family business. I tried running my own side business, selling cakes, and I'm very thankful that both in my previous job at Maxis, I was a product manager there for 4 years. I was handling a lot of SME, not large enterprise accounts, rather small and medium enterprise accounts, teaching SMEs what does going digital mean. This was probably since 5 to 7 years ago I started this role. So how do you go digital? What does it mean to go digital? What are the kind of digital tools that can help you in your physical outlet versus maybe you have a delivery fleet? What are the solutions for you? What is the importance of going digital and all that, right? So when I left my job at Maxis to join Droppy, and I'll talk a little bit about what Droppy is, I chose the job because of my co-founders, their vision from 2017 when this company first started up until today, 4 years in. The vision is largely still the same. It is to serve the underserved, the unbanked, the micro and small and medium businesses, teaching people how to go online and making it so easy for small mom and pop store owners to do business with large brands without having so many hanky-panky in between, without having so many discrimination. You know, a bigger order comes in, they order the same product, and then suddenly the sales guy tells you, hey, sorry, I'm out of stock. Hey, but I ordered this since like 2 weeks ago. Why now you tell me you're out of stock? And they're not going to tell you what actually happened in the back end, right? So that's a little bit about me. What I'll be sharing today, I'll be talking a little bit about who's Droppy, what exactly do we do? Of course, the topic of the day, you know, why the heck should any of us care about going digital? As business owners, why do we need to care about going digital specifically via cloud technology? And I'll touch a little bit about how to start setting up a successful B2B. It could also be B2C or B2B2C. But in general, how do you set up a successful e-commerce business as a Malaysian startup or entrepreneur? And then I'll open it up for Q&A. I always like to start my sessions with a quote. And this quote has always stuck in my head ever since I heard it in 2015. The then CEO and outgoing chairman of Cisco Technologies, Mr. John Chambers, he said, at least 40% of all businesses will die in the next 10 years if they do not figure out how to change their entire company to accommodate new technologies. So fast forward 5 years, 6 years in 2021, you know, the pandemic just made this whole thing even worse for all of us. So I'm here to help educate our SME market. It's not complicated. It's not scary if you know what you're doing, if you know who to trust, if you know the right kind of technology or cloud service provider that will ease you. A side fun fact before I jump into who's Droppy. Droppy is actually one of the small business owner in Malaysia that's also using Xero. So highly recommended to talk to Nachi after this session. So coming back to my story today, you know, who is Droppy? We started in 2017, January, purely as a B2B marketplace. Fast forward 4 years in, we have expanded beyond just a open B2B marketplace. You can think of Droppy.com as a Malaysian version of Alibaba Marketplace, right? Previously, Alibaba could only service China, and then they open it up to overseas clients, and then they're now also penetrating Southeast Asia. So we are, and we've always wanted to be the champion of B2B trading, wholesale trading within Malaysia, and slowly but surely we want to expand to Southeast Asia as well. In June this year, we have recently expanded our operations to Indonesia. So you can now find Droppy services and platforms in Indonesia under the trading name called Borong, simply because Borong means wholesale in the local language, like Malay language as well. After about 1.5 years of Droppy running our marketplace in 2017, we got a lot of good feedback. Some of the early brands are the ones you see on the screen, you know, Anakku, Unilever Food Solutions, Spritzer was some of our early customers. And they said they like our B2B marketplace as brand owners and as sellers because they can have transparency and see who are their sales agents that are actually servicing which mom and pop store client. You know, before they use a central cloud platform like Droppy's, they couldn't see like who are my sales agents and distributors servicing. I just see like maybe an Excel report that is sent to me at the end of the day through WhatsApp, or maybe at the end of the month. Some brands who don't have any cloud-based reporting, right? Their Excel reports can be delayed up to like 2 to 3 months. So it's quite scary as a business owner that you don't know how much sales is coming in to which kind of exact segment. If you're one of you in this call, if you have a marketing team, your marketing team will be very, very frustrated. No? I don't know who are you selling to? How am I going to come up with marketing campaigns every month for my 8899 and so on? So that was predominantly the issue that we were trying to solve, to bridge the gap and allow mom and pop small chain store or even individual store owners, from convenience stores to office owners to F&B business owners to hotels as well, to be able to purchase their everyday business supplies at an affordable wholesale rate without having to deal with so many different brands, without having to deal with so many different suppliers, and then not knowing when will this supplier actually deliver my products. I have to keep following up all the time. So that was what gave birth to Droppy Marketplace. Then a year and a half after, we got same feedback from more bigger clients. Red Bull came on board, Unilever, Nestle came on board. They said, hey, I like your platform because you give me visibility and you recreate, you're like a lead generation channel for my sales team to get new business from all these small mom and pop stores that I didn't know existed. I don't even have the resource to send my on-ground sales team to go and service all of them, because some of them can be in quite like suburban areas, can be quite rural or outskirts of town as well. So they said, I like your service, I like your technology, but it doesn't make sense for me to bring my entire seller base, my entire customer base into your marketplace, because number one, then I'm bringing my own customer base to go and see all my other competitor on your platform. And number two, your marketplace does charge me, it's free to set up a store, yes, but you do charge me like a small percentage fee whenever you get a sale from me. So it doesn't make sense for me to bring my own customer to your platform, even though I want your technology. Do you guys sell your technology if I don't want your marketplace? So that gave us the idea to actually take our marketplace technology that is now servicing, you see, all these brands and 80,000 over wholesale businesses in Malaysia to date. We took that and we allowed it to grow into now a Shopify kind of technology, where any brand owner, even though you're a new business owner, you can create your own www.yourbrand.com. It can be .com, it can be .my, it's up to you. But we now provide that service for people to use our technology, white label it, customize, put your own brand, your own color scheme, and also decide if I'm going to B2B or doing B2C, or I want both. And because we started as a B2B marketplace, our technology started as B2B first, which means that when I need to now tweak it for a B2C audience, it's easy because in B2B, it's more complex. I have many, many different layers of customer. Some are retailers, direct retailers, some are wholesalers, some are distributors. Each one will have a different price based on how much they buy and how loyal were they to me. Like how valuable are they in my supply chain and as a customer relationship, right? So with our new technology, we rebranded it and we call it Droppy Direct. So now we have Droppy Marketplace, public open. Now we have Droppy Direct. You can control how close loop you want it to be or how open you want it to be. I even have clients like, if you guys have been to a local cafe called VCR, VCR is also using Droppy Direct to sell their goods to other cafes and also co-working spaces in Malaysia. So they can control what is the price if there's, let's say, Sini from Exabytes and Kedai Alia. Both of us own an outlet, or both of us own maybe a restaurant chain, and we want to buy coffee from VCR. The price that both of us see when we log in could be different, because maybe Sini's relationship with VCR since 10 years ago, and I'm a new customer, so I don't get any special discount yet, but Sini will see, oh, I got a 5% discount. But both Sini and I don't know that there's actually a pricing discrepancy going on. So that is something that our Droppy Direct platform can already do. You can create customized sales catalogs, pricing, you can decide who goes in the platform and so on. So that has really helped accelerate our growth because of our powerful platform that's also hosted in the cloud. Since the start of the year 2021, because of course the pandemic also accelerated the need for businesses to go online, We have since transacted more than 100 million ringgit since the start of the year. And we are very proud to be only the second out of 3 Malaysian startups that has been accepted into Y Combinator. To give you some idea of what Y Combinator is, it is a global accelerator program that has given birth to a lot of very solid startups, technology startups, some of which maybe you're more familiar with, companies like Dropbox, cloud-based storage technology. You might have heard of Airbnb. So hopefully now when pandemic eases, we can all go on a holiday and use Airbnb again. So they are also a result of Y Combinator. So we're quite happy and quite proud to be acknowledged in the global scene. So you can see like on the screen, we service distributors, we service wholesalers, and they're from different industries as well. A frequently asked question I get is, hey, does Droppy only service seller side of the e-commerce? What about if I own many offices, I own many branches of my outlet, and I want to streamline my purchasing because there's a lot of leakages happening right now? Yes, we do that too. We service both buyer and seller side. For buyer side, we call it e-procurement. So Droppy Direct can also be used as an e-procurement system. And one use case you will see on screen is actually Petronas. Petronas Malaysia is using the Droppy Direct technology as well. Okay, what does Droppy do? I think I sort of gave a brief overview. We help manufacturers connect directly to retail customers, and every single player in the supply chain will be able to have visibility on stocks, all those paperwork. I think earlier someone was asking Nachi, like, oh, does your system create like receipts? The beautiful thing about using Droppy's technology is because we're e-commerce first, so payment can be auto-collected through a payment gateway. If you want to collect offline payment, we can track that as well. All your purchase order, delivery order, credit note, debit note, and receipts are all auto-generated by our system and stored in the cloud. When things are stored in the cloud, it's very easy for you as a business owner because you can monitor how well your business is doing, who's buying, who is selling, how much is the value to your business, how much time or cost have you saved, or how much revenue have you earned, right? In the past week, in the past month, we have all these reporting dashboards readily available. You can be on a ride from KL to Penang and be able to just browse what's going on without actually having to drive to your office, log into a local PC and then access that data. So that's really, I guess, the strength of the cloud. So in a nutshell, all you need to know about Droppy is we power B2B2C, business to business, as well as business to consumer e-commerce. Okay, online to offline, offline to online. So now to the topic of the day, right? Why the heck should any of us care about going digital via cloud technology? This is just a snapshot of 6 of the biggest benefits you'll get out of cloud computing. But I'm not going to bore you with the benefits because I think you've heard and seen a lot of it. And this could be a little bit too high level for you to understand. So I thought of telling you a story from the angle of how could you talk or teach someone else about cloud technology if they are 5 years old or even if they are 60 years old, right? You can teach your uncles, auntie, grandma, even your 7-year-old, 8-year-old son or daughter. So one thing you need to think about the concept of cloud technology, you can think of it as say a car rental service. When you're trying to rent a car, you notice that car rental is easy because the cars are available as and when you need them. You can actually decide to go on a vacation with one kind of car versus, I say I'm going to a beach, I just want to rent a normal sedan type of car. Or if I'm going jungle trekking or mountain climbing, I may want a SUV or something that can ride on rough roads. So to pull that into the function of cloud, you can look at it from the same lens. There's a different kind of car for different type of needs. There are also different kind of cloud technologies and cloud servers for your different kind of needs. Of course, there are maybe a little bit more premium cloud servers, maybe say AWS, right? Droppy is hosted on AWS, by the way, just like Xero. So some of which they have different packages. All in one, you pay this amount, it's a bit more premium, but it gives you security, it encrypts your data, it has guaranteed 99.9% uptime, and if it does goes down, we can bring up another instance of your, let's say, e-commerce website in as little as 60 seconds, for example. So this is one way of looking at cloud technology. When you need the car is there, right? And when you don't need the car, so going back to car rental company, if you don't need the car, you can always return the car back. So same like cloud technology, it's easy to scale up. So if, let's say in the context of Droppy, we run an e-commerce platform. There's a lot of traffic, a lot of visitors. And sometimes it reaches the point where, I'm running a special 8899, 1010 sale, Merdeka sale, boom, suddenly a huge number of customers actually come into my platform because the deal is so good. And because my on Droppy, the cloud architecture is automated, the scaling up of it, the minute it hits certain threshold, let's say, normally I have 100 customers visiting a day. But today I see that, there's 150 customers that come to my platform, right? We can actually set the automation where if there's a huge increase in the normal traffic up to that threshold, let's say from 100, it goes to 150, right? At that threshold, automatically it scales up, and now my servers can accommodate more. Now, what happens if you're not using cloud and you're using local servers? The minute your servers run out of bandwidth, it's like you're driving a car and the roads all got traffic jam. Everything becomes slow and people cannot reach from the point of browsing your products and adding to the cart. They want to make payment already. Oh, cannot. So think of it like what happens when AirAsia suddenly has a flash sale and everybody in Malaysia is trying their best to log in at 12 a.m. to try and buy a ticket. And sometimes you get like failure or fail to load, page fail to load. That's what happens when your cloud servers become too congested. So it's like a highway that got too many cars, cannot jalan really. So that's how you can think of it. Another way of thinking about cloud technology, why you need to care, right, as a business owner. Security, data security, I think is very scary. If you're dealing with a lot of customer data, a lot of sales related data, and these are private and confidential, or even projects and contracts that you're trying to secure. You don't want any Tom, Dick, and Harry to be able to just go to a company PC, download something without being able to track it. If you're using cloud softwares, not only similar to the question asked earlier, not only can you set user access, right? Google Drive is a good example of this. You can set which files are visible by who, which files are editable by who, and which files are you cannot see, you cannot edit, so you cannot even access. Or you can access it, you can view it, but you can only comment. So you don't change the data integrity in there. And it also allows you to keep track of logs, right? Who did what action? So if there's a data breach, it's also easier for you to find the root cause of what happened. And similarly, because cloud has an uptime guarantee, most reputable cloud software, I understand Exabytes also has cloud technology. If you're keen, you can ask Sini and the team more after this session. So good and reputable cloud providers, at least on online server providers, they always have a guarantee. And if, let's say, the data that you store in their servers, it's typically encrypted. Encryption means if my data is stored as ABC123, their server will jumble that ABC123 and translate it into something else, XYZ678. And only you, as the person who's authorized to access that data and that server, you will have a key, they call it a decryption key, to change that XYZ678 back to the original ABC123. So if anyone else tries to access your data, they will just see a bunch of rubbish. So that secures you against hackers, right? And when your database goes down for whatever reason, when you're using a reputable cloud service technology, it's easy for them to bring it back up. You will not have an issue where, oh, I'm stuck on a highway and it's like jammed for the last 3 hours already. You don't have that experience. It's always smooth sailing because, oh, the road is already too small. Okay, I'm going to open up a new lane. So that's how cloud technology works. One of my favorite, I guess, benefits about using cloud technology is the fact that you don't have to worry about the complications. Like if someone were to come to me, and I have no background in IT development, I understand technology, but I can't write code. I can't write code to save my life. And that's going to be the same for most people who don't have a IT software development background. So if you're trying to DIY your own e-commerce platform or your own IT services platform, and then you're trying to save money by getting an on-premise cloud software, a lot of things you need to manage. You need to manage the hardware, you need to manage the auditing, you need to manage the maintenance. So it's kind of like you have to buy the car, and then you have to take care of the fuel, you have to take care of the maintenance of the car, change the tires. Every time someone drives more than 1000 km, you have to go and send it for servicing and things like that. But when you're using a software that's hosted on the cloud, you know that they are any reputable cloud service provider, their platform are typically audited regularly from third parties. So you know that IT security is the top priority. So if you hear common names like global cloud service providers, and those who are working with financial service providers, they will have to go through all these stringent auditing processes. Same like Droppy, when we started working with all these big brands, we had to be subjected to the same IT security as well. PCI DSS compliance, because we're collecting payments online, and you have to make sure that every element of your technology infrastructure is compliant. You don't want to have one software that's very good, but everything else that's also connected to it is not good. So I can't hack the one that's good, I can hack everything else, right? So you want one that is actually strong across everything and is easily integratable to all the services that you might need in your business. So that's one thing I like about the cloud technology. And if your car breaks down, right? Like I mentioned earlier, if your platform goes down, cloud can just bring it back up. If your car breaks down, you don't have to worry about towing it. The rental car company will come pick you up or bring a car to you and swap it, right? That can happen in real life. And in essence, you want to be able to use a platform and choose a platform provider that suits your needs. You don't want to also, when you're thinking about cloud, it's easy to get lost in, oh, cloud is always good, cloud is always cheap. Yes, cloud is good, but only if you know how to use it well, right? Only if you know that you're paying for only what you need. You don't want to be buying a car. Let's say you don't want to buy a Ferrari when what your company needs actually is just a kanchil. You don't need long distance. You don't need to drive in high speeds because there's traffic jam everywhere. What's the point of getting Ferrari, for example? So that's one way that I think it's helpful to think about cloud technology. And that's why I think more businesses should try to adopt cloud where it's relevant. Get the solution providers to teach you and explain to you, is it secure? Why is it secure? Do you have reports? You know, you claim that you are IT security compliance standards, you follow global standards. So you will have audit reports. So if people make claims like this to you, get them to show you all those reports. Ask them, who are you working with? Who are the clients you're servicing now? What are the use cases, right? These are my company's problems today. How can you help me? Don't start selling me all the beautiful benefits of your system without actually understanding my problems first. So just basic things on how to assess good software vendors, right? And it's a bonus if, I guess, they are servicing big clients, because as a small SME, I always feel more secure if I know even big companies trust you. That means you know what you're doing. So track record always helps. And if they're actively participating in, let's say, certain government initiatives like digitization initiatives, I understand Exabyte is there. I'm not sure if Xero is part of, let's say, MDEC Go e-commerce campaigns, right? But I know Droppy is. So at least you know that even the government has acknowledged that this is a registered technology solution provider. They know what they're doing. And if anything goes wrong, you have another channel to also share and air your grievances. So you have a community helping you outside of just you and the vendor. Everyone out there who's also subscribed to the same software can also benefit you. So I guess why digital, don't really have to spend so much time on this, right? All of us know the pandemic has changed even our own buyer behavior. Want to go to supermarket and queue for so long, also you scared, you know, when the cases were at like 20,000 a day, you know, everyone feels very scared to go. Even to go, for me, I stay in a condo, to even go downstairs to collect food from Grab Food Rider and Food Panda, also you get scared, right? You make sure when you enter the lift, no one is there, then you go in. If someone's there, sometimes I also be like, it's okay, you can go first, I'll wait. So buyer behavior has changed. The pandemic has just accelerated it. Pre-pandemic, we noticed there's a change as well, but it's more of generational changes where business owners are sort of handing over their business operations to their younger sons and daughters to take over. And naturally, young generation, they are very impatient. I am guilty of that myself. I'm very impatient. If I go and try to visit a grocery website, for example, I want to buy my daily necessities. If I try to click on that website and I want to view a product and I need to wait more than 2 seconds for the page to load, I'll give up, and I'll just give up and I'll go look for another alternative, because that's just how impatient we are. You know, everything is at our fingertips. You can just Google something and get the answer within 0.0012 seconds. You know, Google tells you how fast it searches. Even on Netflix, you know, you just click, search for what series you want to watch, Squid Game, boop, straight away, instantly. You know, no one likes to wait anymore in the internet age. So we notice that more and more of our own customers, even in B2B, where everyone previously told us, Droppy, your business model not gonna work. You know, B2B is so traditional, nobody wants to go online. Maybe come back and talk to us when you have more users, right? And the minute we started looking for our early adopters, so the younger generations were the first few that actually started using the platform, you started seeing a huge increase in sellers who want to participate, buyers who also want to save time and save costs in managing all these purchasing SOPs in their store. So more and more people are going online, suffice to note. So you want to also position yourself and put yourself there, give yourself the most chance of success to have your online presence so people know about you. As the saying goes, if I can't Google you, you don't exist. And if you don't exist, it means when I'm deciding to buy mineral water and you're a mineral water brand, you're not even in my brain. So automatically you've already lost my sale, right? So that's how you want to be thinking about going online. At least have a digital presence. Set up your Instagram, set up your Facebook. All these things are free. Put yourself out there. And I'll talk about a few more things that you can claim for free. Of course, I mentioned like people don't want to wait anymore. Everyone is like, go, 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 now. So there's increasing pressure on even our current suppliers that we service. A lot of our customers are like, okay, 3 to 5 days delivery, anyway can be faster or not. I need it faster. So suppliers themselves are also shifting the way they work, trying to find better and faster ways to deliver things in more immediate manner to their buyers. I've worked with even some of my clients who have adopted so think of using cloud technology, but applying it to distribution. Previously, they only have one warehouse. During the pandemic, maybe the business wasn't doing so well. So what they did was they started not only renting out their own warehouse, some of them sold their own warehouse, but they started working with e-commerce warehouse provider that has logistics integration as well. So these partners would charge maybe a certain percentage, but they will store the products for you. They will handle your online orders for you. They will even deliver it to your customers. And some of them go the extra mile to even address customer complaints and returns and refunds. So it's kind of like distributors are adopting software technology, cloud technology in their day-to-day as well, a distributed way of bringing the products faster to their northern, southern, central, East Malaysia customers by moving their stocks closer to their customers. So some myths on digital transformation. I think the usual, these are some of the, I guess, frequent comments that my team gets on a daily basis from our customers, right? They always say when they don't understand e-commerce or they don't understand cloud, hey, my usual process has worked what? Ever since 30 years ago when I started my company until today, should be fine, right? Why I need to change the way I work? So what maybe your processes works well for you, but have you actually considered if it can be improved? Not just for you, right? For your employees or maybe even for your customers, because at the end of the day, whoever services the customer the best, some customers, and actually we're seeing a lot of this now, some customers are actually willing to pay more, even a slight premium, but for service and reliability. So think of your daily operations today. What are the things that you're doing manually now? Your sales orders, are they manual? Are some of your customers sending a lot of different kind of purchase orders to your team, and your team have to now figure out, okay, all the PO is all different pattern. Now I need to go inside this my Excel spreadsheet or my offline sales order platform and then key in one by one. So I have clients who, before they use Droppy, that was what they were doing. They had 3 to 5 administrative team, normally it's admin girls, who sit down, collect sales order from all the salesmen and the customers, sometimes come from WhatsApp, come from email, some are a customer calling them, and they key in one by one. And many times there's human error, over order, under order, and sometimes forgotten. Oh, customer call me, but I need to go toilet first. Never mind, you just tell me what you want. I'll key in the system after this. Can I go toilet? Come back toilet, forgot. So you, as a business owner, you don't want to be losing sales orders just because of these manual operations. So what we did was we trained them, we listened to them, what are their SOP and the orders management service and processes that they're using today. And we just translated, we don't change your operations, we're just translating it from manual and offline basis into a more online, streamlined and integrated manner. So it's very easy for the salesman to check in with the admin staff. Hey, that order my customer placed, is it in the system? Last time that you have to ask normally, right? Now with Droppy system, they just log in, they can view already. These are all the customers that I take care of, see the orders, is it good or bad? If it's bad, okay, then I know which is the customer I have to go and visit. I have to go and send a maybe courtesy call and ask them how they're doing. And for those clients that started out with a big admin team that just do data entry, we have educated them. Don't fire people. It's not a good time to fire people unless you really can't take care of so many mouths to feed anymore. But you will realize that you will need to start repurposing them into more revenue generating roles in a company. So previously, if you're doing data entry, now we've automated that, and suddenly there's a good sales cycle engine because it's easy. People can browse your catalog, they can add the product to cart, they can pay for it straight away, or even place an order and pay later for those customers who are credit terms, right? This admin stuff, you can retrain them, send them to the warehouse, teach them how to do pick and pack, because if your front engine is great, sales orders coming in, the one that is going to struggle next as a bottleneck will be your warehouse operations. How fast can you pick and pack and fulfill orders? So that's something that we've seen transition in the last 1.5 years since the pandemic started. So you want to work with software providers that listen to you, understand your needs, and try to streamline as much of it as possible. And not only just sell you a platform and say, nah, you figure it out on your own. No, they should have a dedicated sales team or account team. We call it in Droppy relationship managers, to do exactly that, manage the relationship with you, train your team, whether it's your sales team or operations team or warehouse team. We've even gone the extra mile to train our sellers, suppliers, customers, right? Because your customers need to learn and understand how to go online, how to buy online. Previously, I always have to call you or email you. Now I'm switching to a system. And it's so fun to see. Some of the positive news that we hear from our salesmen is, hey, I like using Droppy now because I don't have to keep calling my customer to place order. I just call my customer sometimes to ask them, how are you doing? You know, the answer, what they tell me, hey, Alia, don't call me already lah. I already know how to use your system. You don't need to chase me for order. I know how much I need. So customer also very, not to say, customer become very pandai. They can already tell the salesman, it's okay. I know what I need and I know what I don't need. So this sales team can then be repurposed. If I don't have to hire more sales team members, I just have to tell the same sales team, hey, you no longer have to just stay in Klang Valley. We covered Klang Valley. Let's go and target Malacca. Let's go and target Seremban, for example. So with the same resources, you can now do more, right? Don't do manual stuff. Do things that actually generate revenue for your companies. Belief number 2, everybody come and tell me, yeah, going digital, sure, expensive one. But I guess the way to think about it is, it's an investment, right? Anything that you adopt, whether it's renting an office or renting a van for your deliveries, all these are investments. As long as they can generate sufficient ROI and it's proven that it works, so case study is important, ask for those from your vendors, it will benefit you in the long run. Like, don't be those kind of business people who, I want to do business, but I don't want to take any risk. No risk, no return, make smart risks, take calculated risks. So look at, okay, if I adopt this software, right? Before I adopt this software, I'm wasting a lot of time, to be honest. Time, headcount, and so many salary where they just come in and do data entry. They're not even bringing in the sales. They literally are just a human robot, a human who is just keying in information. When I can just spend a bit of money, either one-off or doing it monthly if you're using a cloud software like Droppy, I pay like 200 ringgit a month and this problem goes away. If I need to hire one person, it costs me salary, busuk also maybe 1.5K, right? So think about the cost saving and what is the ROI you get from it. So if I can spend 1 ringgit on this, will I get 3 ringgit back? Will I get 5 ringgit back in return? So there's always a cost to something, opportunity cost, and time is money. So saving time, saving headcount, being able to repurpose those team members into more revenue generating roles, always good, right? Something to think about, and not just be so scared and just focus on cost. Focus on, yes, this is the cost, but what am I getting in return, right? Yeah, this is a simple illustration of what I mean. If there is, I need to hire so many different people. One is chasing people, account receivable. Somebody have to handle customer complaint and resolution. Then because of all this human error, delivery information also salah. Go and send the wrong order to the wrong customer. Oh my God, now I have to do double work, pick up and send it to the same person. And I can't charge the customer because it's my own fault, right? Duplicated orders. Accidentally add 1 extra 0 in the order. Sometimes less 1 0 also not good. So that's what we try to educate, and we can show that in our data, right? Before a client uses Droppy and after, within 3 months, they can already see the results. It's at least 10% cost savings one. Worst case scenario, so you at least see 10% in your first 3 months if you really use properly. But also when you're using a cloud software or any kind of software, if you're going to adopt it fully, right? Get the buy-in of your team members whose job is going to change because of this. You don't want to subscribe and use the best kind of technology, but internally nobody want to use. This boss, this Alia keep asking us to use new thing. Nobody teach us also. For what I want to do this new thing? Give me extra work, extra headache only. So you want to be able to schedule maybe a session with that vendor who is selling your platform. Come in and listen and talk to your whole team. Really understand what are you solving, right? What are the problems that they're facing? And if you really make people's lives easier, no one will say no. But they will say no if they cannot see the value in this. This is just another platform that this boss Alia forced me to use. A headache will work under her, right? So you want less of that, and you want more of, oh, now I understand why Alia asking us to use this. Wow, really? Last time it used to take me 30 minutes every day just to follow up with all the seller to find out, hey, where's my order? Now I just log in the system, I can already see where's my order, what is happening, got any order I've forgotten to pay or not? Right? So these are benefits of using cloud systems and technologies like Droppy, for example. Yeah, another common frequent comment we hear is, I'm very worried that I won't see immediate ROI. At the end of the day, this pandemic is not a short-term thing. And even if the pandemic has gone, touch wood, let's say COVID-19 is gone to 0 cases a day, it's not as if everyone will go back to their normal buying experience in the past. Yes, there is a segment of people who prefer to do face-to-face buying and selling. But for those who have experienced the benefit, the time saving, the efficiency and convenience of buying things online, for example, it's very, very low chance that they're going to go back to their original ways of doing things, unless maybe the item is something very urgent that they need, right? It's like Lazada and Shopee have taught us all to wait for 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. What's going to stop us from waiting for 11, 11, and 12, 12, right? So that customer behavior has already changed. And previously, we only buy things that are on sale. Now I'm seeing a lot of people also buying their daily necessities. Marketplaces are also selling food, right? Frozen and chilled seafood, meats, vegetables. So online is the future, and we're hearing more and more of our big brand owners, the most traditional one who tell us in 2017, Droppy, this is not going to work. Now in 2021, they're like, Droppy, what can we do more together, right? So that's how much it has shifted. Yeah, I won't bore you with this thing, you understand already. Important, like I mentioned, ensure that you have your online presence. Location, location, location. Just like in real estate, when you opening your own outlet or your office, you want to make sure that you are in a central location, maybe near accessibility is near a bus stop or near a train station, so that a lot of foot traffic can come to you. Maybe you service a lot of office workers, so you position yourself in the higher end F&B market where a lot of expats and officers are having lunch and dinner at your outlet. So just like offline, there's an offline world. In the online world, location is also important. Please set up your social media channels if you haven't. Get your online marketplace seller store. If you're selling physical goods or even services, you can now list on online marketplaces. It is always good because you should look at online marketplaces not as a competitor, but as a lead generation tool. And that's what we at Droppy teach all our sellers. Please use Droppy Marketplace as your lead generation tool as well, right? Because when you get your customer through our platform and you are now interested in having your own brand, your own kedaialia.com instead of staying on Droppy Marketplace with all the other potential competitors there, the benefits of having your own branded e-commerce store is, of course, it's just you. There's no more competitor. And I would use marketplaces like Droppy. I won't name our competitors, but the big marketplaces. Use them, get your first customer. When you notice they keep buying from you, you can always send them a special, maybe you can print a flyer or a sticker, right? You can stick on the product and say, hey, for your next purchase, right? If you're buying more of these kind of products, here's my catalog or here's my QR code. You want to scan my catalog, you buy it and you direct this customer through your own e-commerce branded site, kedaialia.com. I give you 5% off your next purchase, or I give you 10 ringgit off your next purchase. what you want to do is use all this marketplace as a lead generation tool and get this customer familiar with you such that every time they come and buy from you in future, it's on your own marketplace. It's on your own e-commerce store. You don't pay any more sales commission. You don't have to worry about your competitors. It's just you, and you only have to worry about how do I nurture this customer? And that's where digital marketing comes in later on, right? What are the campaigns that you want to run on your own platform and so on and so forth. So a lot of SMEs that I talk to, especially the micro SMEs, they don't know that there's a way to claim their free business listing on Google My Business. So you can just go to Google My Business. I'll teach you how to do that. And secondly, you can also claim your free business listing, your free seller store on Droppy at no cost to you. So let's talk about Google My Business first. Just go to the link google.com/business. This is what it looks like on mobile. It's the same on your website, on your PC as well. If someone searches for flower shops near me or bakery near me, Google will show you the nearest, Google will show the person searching the nearest options available. If within your area, no one else, no other bakery claim that spot, then you stand out automatically. You know, I can see like, oh, I'm staying in Arya Damansara. Oh, within Arya Damansara, there's this, only got 2 bakeries. Everywhere else got bakery, but I need to drive 5 km, 10 km out. I don't want to travel so far, I go to the nearest one. That is the effect that you get when you claim your Google My Business store. And this is what your page will look like, right? People can leave reviews. Other customers can view your reviews and see, oh, this bakery or this florist is actually good quality. Let's see the photos, see what catalogs they have. You can provide people your address, a way to contact you, a way to message you. And for website, you can even direct them to your own e-commerce store. Some SMEs I meet, they don't yet maybe have the time or capability to run their own e-commerce platform. So they direct it to maybe their business WhatsApp or their Facebook page or Instagram page. But they recognize it is a temporary solution because if your number of orders is low, you can still manage that. You can still manage manual ordering, back and forth communication with the buyer and seller. If you're only getting maybe 3 to 5 orders a day. But once you start growing that to 20 orders a day, 30 orders a day and beyond, I think you will start having a nightmare trying to reply and keep track of all the open orders. Who paid already, who haven't paid yet? If you're just using WhatsApp, if you're just using Instagram, if you're just using Facebook. So pace yourself. When you feel you're ready, start looking for online platforms that you can leverage on to smoothen your order management process because it will pay for itself later on. Then you focus more on your sales and marketing agendas, right? Another good thing about Google My Business is you can see your statistics. They show you when you log in your business account, they will show you how many people viewed your business presence on your Google My Business page. How many people found you through searching for something related to you or your business or even your name itself? And what were the activity that people did when they land on this page? How many called? How many clicked through your website? How many actually made a booking? So Google can track this as well. So quite good. With data, you know what to do next, right? Based on what you're doing well, what you're not doing so well, you can focus your energy on the right things. And whatever is working, continue to double down on that. Another thing that you can claim, like I mentioned, on Droppy Marketplace, this is an example of Anakku's seller store. So they sell all kinds of baby products, but now they're also selling hygiene products for businesses who are starting to reopen their offices. You need face masks, you need hand sanitizers. They're having quite a good clearance sale on Droppy Marketplace at the moment. So this is their store link. If you want to see it for yourself, you can claim your own store link, droppy.com/merchant Kedai Alia or your own business Sendirian Berhad. And all we need from you, if you apply through us, is just fill in a form. We will ask you for your SSM documents if you have any, and that's it. Just to prove that you are a legitimate business registered in Malaysia, you can already claim your free web store, right? And we don't charge you anything, by the way. We only charge you a small transaction fee, a small sales commission fee once we've sold something for you. But I have a special deal for you that will make that cost drop to 0% also. So you listen a little bit more on it. I'm not gonna bore you with this part. I do want to talk about a little bit about Droppy Direct. For those of you who are already thinking about having your own e-commerce store, whether it's for businesses like selling to other businesses, or whether you want to sell directly to consumers, or maybe you want to do both, right? Do talk to the Droppy team, talk to me, talk to my team, because we can help you set up your business platform within a day. Of course, we need to have the right documents in place, but if you have all that, you know your products, you know your pricing, we'll give you a template. We can just fill that up for you, or you fill it up for us and we'll check for you and we'll guide you throughout the whole process. You can update your price list on the fly because it's accessible via mobile as well. So you don't have to just do it on the PC. It's easy for you to monitor all the sales orders that's coming in, wholesale or not. And obviously you can easily monitor your inventory, and you know if your stock has dropped to a certain threshold, Droppy system will already flash and tell you, hello, you need to top up this stock, because if not, it will go out of stock and then customer will not be able to buy anymore. So these are all features which come in out of the box. Of course, all the automated transaction paperwork, your invoice, your receipts, your DO, PO, everything is automated. And payment can be collected online, or you can choose to collect payment offline, but still track, you know, this order was created by which customer, how many orders have this customer placed so far, how much they hutang me and haven't paid me yet. Okay, so this Alia keep buying from me, and it's been up to 1,000 ringgit worth of items where she never paid me yet. Okay, I'm going to disable her ability to place orders first and pay later. Now any order she must she's trying to make from me, she must pay back the 1,000 ringgit first, then only she can place a new order. We have those rules in place as well for any of you who are interested. So this is a special deal that we currently have. We call it our Droppy Direct Basic Starter Promo. Great for businesses who are starting on their e-commerce journey for the first time, or you try e-commerce before, you're not very happy with your existing provider, you want to try and see what's out there. You can try to use our normal rate is at 600 ringgit a month, but thanks to all the government initiatives, especially a shout out to MNET Go e-commerce campaign, our normal rate is now dropped to 200 ringgit. And you only pay 200 ringgit for the first 6 months before the price goes back to the original price, but which is equivalent to 2,400 in savings. But there's more, right? It's not just a price slash. We also provide you with 4,000 ringgit worth of marketing funds and subsidies for 10 of your customers to purchase from you. I mean, we can stretch that to more if you want, but essentially the total is 4,000 ringgit. You can tell us what promo code you want to use. We create for you. We will also help you blast out your campaign and your products and the promo code to all our 80,000 customers. When someone purchases your product, for example, I spend 800 ringgit to buy your product. I apply this promo code. It gives me, your customer, 400 ringgit discount. I only pay 400 ringgit, but I get 800 ringgit worth of goods. To you, Droppy pays you 800 ringgit in full. So those are the kind of funds and subsidies we are providing to all our sellers. One notable seller who came in just last week, Big With Yen, they already almost fully utilized their marketing spend because they were so excited to try out B2B. And I've never seen a business move so fast in setting up their store. Just within a few days, they prepare all the documents, list all their products, boom, okay, we're live. So if any of you who are looking to buy like bakery goods, there's a lot of them on Droppy at the moment. So earlier I mentioned, you know, our normal transaction fee that we take on the Droppy marketplace. For Droppy Direct, we don't take any sales commission because you are paying us a monthly subscription fee. We don't take any more sales commission. You only have to pay for the payment gateway fee if you're collecting payments on the platform. So on Marketplace, the commission rate we take is 5%. So plus another 2% payment gateway, in total is 7%. But because of this promotion, we're taking 0% transaction and commission fee for your first 10,000 ringgit worth of sales. From now, all the way until end of December. Same thing on our Droppy Direct as well. We waive everything. So literally, it's a free store, or in this case, you pay 200 ringgit to have a lot of control to decide who gets to see what kind of pricing, etc., and what kind of products. You get 4,000 ringgit worth of marketing spend, which is basically sales back to you. And you don't even pay any online payment gateway transaction fee. Like, is it too good to be true? It is too good, and it really is true. So you also get 2,400 worth of savings of your annual subscription. So if you're interested, you don't necessarily have to sign up now. If you just want to talk to my team and have a full system demo, you can just scan the QR code. If you can't scan the QR code, you can visit that link, bit.ly bd.com/droppydirect_demo, or just drop us an email, bd@droppy.com, and we will reach out to you in the next 24 hours and schedule a one-to-one with you. See how we can help you further. And I think, yes, this is my last slide. I would love to hear and open up to Q&A from the floor. I see quite a number of chats and Q&A.
Yes, Alia, here are two questions from the
Sure.
attendees. So the first question, I guess he's asking to have an online store on Joby. Do we need to have a shop? Because he noticed that Joby need a SSM number.
That's a good question. Okay, so I'll answer that question now. You previously, when we first started, yes, we need our sellers to have an SSM number. But today, we even service SMEs and companies that don't have an SSM. The only requirement is that you are a Malaysian. So you will just need to have an IC. We made these changes quite recently because we wanted to help support the micro SMEs. A lot of them don't have the, I guess, exposure to even easily go and register SSM. Of course, during the pandemic, nobody wants to go out and go queue up and register for SSM, right? I understand the SSM website had a lot of issues as well at the time. So we have been a bit more flexible. As long as you're Malaysian, you have IC, we can help you register a store already. Thank you for the question.
Okay, so next,
There's
the second
another
question,
question.
yes, asked by Reese. Joby same system like other online mall?
Yes and no. Yes, if you are talking about e-commerce in general. No, if you're looking into specifically B2B. I think we are the largest wholesale B2B platform in Malaysia at the moment, gearing up to try and be the biggest one in Southeast Asia, slowly but surely. But one thing that no one knows Droppy does, which is very different from other marketplaces. If you go to droppy.com, there is like a live chat at the bottom right. It's the same team that is handling our Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp Messenger as well. If you try to type in there and ask someone a question because you're trying to, maybe you're having issues, right, with the platform, or trying to buy something and you're not sure how to find it, our team actually does cross-selling and upselling on behalf of our sellers. What does that mean? Let's say you sell bottled drinks, and we got a live chat inquiry from a new business owner who says, hey, I'm opening a new convenience store. I'm looking for drinks to buy. Hey, Droppy, I'm looking for Sprite. Where can I find it? What we will do is we will also tell them, hey, are you only looking for Sprite? Could I recommend other drinks and brands for you? We have this new brand on Droppy. They're very new and they have special campaigns and promo codes for you. Would you like to try? Right? So we do actively do cross-selling, upselling. Why? It goes back to the point I made earlier where we don't charge sellers anything on our Droppy marketplace until we secure a sale. So we do work really hard to ensure that you do get a sale so that we also win together with you. We win, you win. If you don't win, we don't win as well. So we have skin in the game. There's a question. I noticed there is no apps in the Apple Store as well. Is there any plan for the future? Thank you for that question. We have an app, but it's only for sales agents at the moment. That's why you can't download it yet. It's not open for public buyers at the moment. But yes, we are looking to developing an app. Before we launch the app, there is actually nothing stopping you from just going to droppy.com and browsing on your phone, simply because our website is something they call PWA, Progressive Web App. It means that our platform is optimized based on whatever screen you use. It can be PC, it can be tablet, it can be phone, right? And the website is optimized to rearrange the product pricing and information to suit your eyes and on the right device as well. So having an app is good, but the pros of also not having an app is you can use Droppy without even having to download anything. So we don't take away unnecessary storage space from your device. That's another way of looking at it. But yes, we are going to be launching a mobile app in future. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next question. Is there a minimum purchase quantity by the buyer since Droppy is a wholesaler? On Droppy's end, we are not a wholesaler ourselves. We are a wholesale marketplace. We don't set the minimum purchase quantities. Our sellers do. But yes, each one typically has an MOQ. But typically, the lowest MOQ is like 1 carton. So to put that into perspective, it's like if I'm again trying to buy, let's say, one carton of a soft drink, right? They normally sell one carton in like 12 big bottles, 1 liter, or 24 small bottles of 600 milliliters. So it is quite affordable. If you like mineral water, you can get a carton of 24 mineral waters under like 30 ringgit. Now on Droppy Marketplace, we're doing a free delivery campaign. Anyone can buy anything, deliver it anywhere. You just have to apply the promo code FDEL, FDEL, and you can save up to 200 ringgit worth of shipping. So claim it while we have it.
Okay, I hope that answer your questions. So since we have some times, I have some frequently asked questions here.
Sure.
Okay, so the first question is using cloud technology automatically like going to give me a cost savings?
Is using cloud technology automatically going to give you cost savings?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I would say no if you don't know what you're doing. If you know what you are doing, and again, I go back to the example of you don't want to buy a Ferrari when actually you only need a Conchil. So if you buy a Ferrari, you have, yes, the best cloud technology, the best software, unlimited bandwidth, like your highway is very big, 10,000 cars can, 100,000 cars can drive at the same time. But if your platform or your software doesn't have 100,000 people using it at the same time, you are wasting all this extra highway space there. You actually just need 1 lane or maybe 3 lanes only. So yes and no, meaning if you know what you are doing, or if you are working with a technology solution provider who can guide you through this, and most of they call it SaaS, right? Software as a service. It can be e-commerce platform, it can be accounting software platform like what you've heard today. You don't even have to worry about the cloud fees because they already bundle it all in together with their service fee, together with their software. And if that is what you're looking for, and you realize that the cost for me to use this software, if I have 1,000 employees, is only 1 ringgit per employee per month, then it might make sense to you compared to what you were using before. So yes and no, most of the time it will be cost effective if you know what you are doing. So make sure you work with a partner that can help you.
Yes. Okay, so we go to the second questions. Yeah, because you have mentioned that cloud technology is actually bring a lot of advantage for business, right? So how to make it easy for everyone in the company to understand and assess the benefits of cloud technology?
I like this question. So first and foremost, anyone who is trying to sell you cloud technology must listen to you first. Listen to the pain points of you as a boss, as a business owner, but listen to your employees as well. What are the challenges they are facing in the day-to-day? Only once they've understand what you're going through, can they propose a good solution for you. And if that solution actually solves the pain points that your entire company is facing, like an example I gave you guys earlier was our client's administrative team. They have had to have a huge admin team collecting sales data and doing data entry manually every single day. Their whole easily 2 to 3 hours a day is just doing data entry before they can do other things. Or they could be from a procurement line and they have to keep looking for the right vendors. They're wasting a lot of time trying to find and secure the right product from the right person at the right price. But if you work with a technology provider that has an all-in-one platform and clearly solves the problem that these employees or users are facing, then naturally you will get buy-in much easier. And they will just tell you, yeah, boss, I'm so thankful that we now have Netflix, because before this, I have to go and spend so much money, more than 15 ringgit just to watch a movie in the cinema. But now with Netflix, I pay a certain rate, 30 ringgit or even less if you share it with your family members, and you get hundreds of access to movies and series. So that will be how you can think about adopting any digital solution, including cloud technologies. Thanks for the question.
Yes. Okay, so we go for the last questions.
Sure.
Because when talking to going like online, we concerned about the data security. So how do we assess whether cloud technology can ensure my data is secure and protected compared to storing my data on my on-premise data servers?
Good question. Okay, pros and cons. I guess on-premise, it used to be that those in financial institutions like on-premise simply because when you're being regulated by bodies like Bank Negara, you want to make sure that your data integrity and security is very safe. It oftentimes became very complicated when they had to explain that, oh, we're using cloud servers that is based in Singapore, for example, and not in Malaysia. But as we see in the last few years or so, it has really changed. And it is because of the stringent IT security audits that these cloud technology service providers had to provide, right? To show this is how they are PDI DSS compliant for accepting and processing customer transactional information. Where do they store it? They encrypt it. What are the tests that they have done? Penetration testing, if people try to hack through the system, what happens? So they have actually audit and reports to show you this. And that's why it's better to work with a reputable cloud service provider that encrypts your information, has strong track record, service hundreds or millions worth of businesses around the world and from all kinds of industry, big or small company. And so far, this downtime is only limited to a 0.01%, for example. If you were still using an on-premise data server in your own hardware, anything can happen to that hardware. People can steal it, can destroy it. If there's a fire, all your data is just there. You don't have any cloud backups. That's it. For you to be able to, they call it disaster recovery, right? For you to be able to recover that information, and if that information is directly affecting the service that you're providing to your customers, if it's online, for example, then you're going to have a huge nightmare, because for that period of downtime, no one can access your data, no one can transact, and maybe it's revenue generating for you, right? And everything goes down. It just happened, yesterday? Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram went down for, I think, 5 hours or more. Imagine how much advertising revenue that they've lost just from there. So that's what you want to think about if your cloud service provider is not reputable and they do not go through the right processes.
Yeah. Oh, we have a questions from attendees. Joby only do wholesale by carton sales, MOQ sales?
Good question. All our products on the platform are set by the seller, the minimum order. Most of them, yes, it will be in carton, simply because if for me personally and my team personally, we advise our buyers and sellers, if you're interested in just buying on individual basis, you're better off going to, say, Shopee and Lazada, because that's great for individual consumers. We don't intend to compete in that space. We are very unique and trying to service our small and medium business owners and our micro SMEs. So yes, a lot of the time, the things that are listed in Droppy's platform is normally by carton or by outer. Outer is like a small box, smaller version of a carton. How you can make money from Droppy could be if you service your own community. Maybe you stay in your residential condo, or you actually have your own store or your own office, and you're on very good terms with all your neighbors on your left and your right outlets. You guys can actually pull together your purchases, buy on Droppy, and then have share the cost saving together, because delivery is to your one area. So that's a way for you to maybe help you hit the MOQ on Droppy. Yeah.
Okay, I think it's almost time. So thank you for Alia for answering all the questions. And thank you for your awesome sharing. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Yeah, maybe later you can paste the email in the chat box, so the attendees can, they can connect with you and have a consultation with Droppy. Okay, so thank you so much, Alia. Thank you for joining with us.
Thank you, Exabytes team. Thank you so much to all our participants today. Stay safe, take care, and all the best with growing your business.
Stay safe. Thank you, Alia.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Exabytes. Grow your business online.